Well, all right. This is a special little reading for Scorpio. Charlie is very interested in what I'm going to be saying, and I have a treat in my pocket for you. So, Scorpio, welcome. This is a little birthday bonus reading for you. I just wanted to get a sense of where you're going and what is going to be coming up. I do know that in terms of your astrology, next year could be pretty good for some surprises in love, and I feel like that's a positive thing. Okay, if you feel like that's a negative thing, fair enough. But the duality of that positive negative thing might flip on you. It may be that like, oh, this looked like a really good thing, but now I'm feeling like maybe it wasn't, or the opposite way around. Okay. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is for you. A little, it's predominantly for Scorpio Sun sign, but I can be saying something in this reading that might resonate for you if the entire storyline does not. Okay, this isn't going to resonate for every single Scorpio, but let's see where we go. To a lesser extent, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. All right. So information for Scorpios, please, as we move from the birthday into a new year for them. Let's see where we go. I just saw transformation, which is, of course, your card. So interesting. Grounding, go deep, explore your roots. Narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. First light, beginning a new cycle. Well, clearly we are, but I think this is not just the beginning based on your birthday, but I think this is a new cycle in sort of letting go of the more, because Scorpio is a fixed sign. So there can be this element of being very solidly stable positively, but in a way, not moving off of how I used to do things or how I like things or how I want things to be. So there can be a narrow moment here where you're changing up what you're doing or you're adapting a little bit more, being a little bit more adaptable. Okay. And I think that this is really cool because next year, 2021, is a universal 5 year, which is change. And the fixed signs are not all that super excited about change, mostly because of the mindset that they have about what change means. They only see it as a loss and not a gain. All right. So if you're having that same issue, Scorpios or cross watchers could be watching. Please drop a comment. Let me know what's going on for you, and let me know how you feel about what I'm saying here in terms of your path forward. Kind of narrow. All right. So tread thoughtfully. Let's see where we go. Scorpio, what's going on for you? All right. What's going on for you, Scorpio? I see the sun here, and I also see Temperance, Sagittarian energy. All right. So 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. I'll walk through this with you, so don't worry. 2 of Wands, Devil energy. So Sag and Capricorn in fast succession. Okay. Knight of Pentacles in the rearview mirror here. Page of Swords, 2 of Pentacles coming up, 8 of Pentacles, and King of Wands. Some of you are going to have a choice in love. I feel like maybe you've stopped being so meticulous. I'm going to say narrow-minded, but I think that's not what it sounds like. Okay. Not narrow-minded in the sense of like you don't have, you're not expansively understanding what's going on here. But I also think that there's a very determined direction that you have been focusing on, and it's looking to the past. All right. So there might be a need to release a very determined way of being in the world. So the universe is bringing in something new, a new way of doing things. And I feel like you still have this is near future, 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and Devil. The determined nature, the way forward is this and only this. You know what I mean? It's a little bit restrictive for you because I feel like you're coming out into this clearing, into this expansiveness, Sag, Aries, Leo. You could be moving away from an earth sign and moving into dealing with fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. So your past has been about past relationships could have been predominantly about money and security. Okay. And so in the beginning of the year, you're really looking to understand your own money and looking at it in a different way. I feel like in a much more spiritual way, looking at your money, because you are Six of Pentacles. It's now you're shifting your priorities. Give and take is much more important than the stability or the nature of the relationship as being fundamentally financially um, prominent, or like that's the main thing, because you feel like without stability in a relationship, then what do you got, right? What do you got? I feel like now you're moving much more into a place of, okay, well, been there, done that. And it wasn't as satisfying as I thought it was going to be. So the universe is saying to you, there's a new way of working with money and stability in your relationships. And you're able to now do this for yourself. So it's not really about having an other that is financially stable or anything like that. It's almost like you're not looking for that anymore. You're going to be looking for something different. And that might be confusing to you. Some of you already have this Aries, Leo, Sag in your life. Others of you still have to walk through a bit of a tunnel, a narrow pathway here. So the Four of Cups is like, yeah, I used to look at this. All right. I used to look at this, but now there's something new being offered to me and it's confusing me. I don't understand this. I don't understand this person. I'm always more interested. I used to be, do I believe this anymore? I guess that's one of the things that at the end of this month, the Gemini full moon is coming in to give you shed some light on, do I believe this about relationships anymore? Okay. Is this something that I think is important? And I feel like that's going to be a thing that that's weighing heavily here, because the new person that's coming in or that is in may be very different than that, or the nature of the relationship is very different than how your relationships have been in the past. This is definitely a choice, but you've already chosen this. I feel like your soul has already chosen this new path, which is why the universe is bringing this in. So I'm going to get clarity around fire signs here. Sag and Leo predominantly showing up, and then Aries secondarily. Okay, clarify the fire sign for me. Queen of Swords, Nine of Cups, nice. Queen of Pentacles, very interesting. Eight of Swords, still in the mindset. This person is going to break this mindset for you, okay? Because you may not be understanding that this is feminine energy now of nurturing, feminine energy of clarity and open-handedness, and it's just a very different kind of relationship. But this is what you're asking for. You've made a choice to ask for this, and this is what's coming in. Okay, so this can also be about your work. I feel like you might be looking at some different things, like, okay, I've made my money, or my career is sort of shoving me out. My job or the things I think I do for money are sort of moving on, or dying away even. Okay, and so now I need to re-ideate. Ideation is kind of a marketing, bullshit bingo word. It's like ideation. It's a word that clients. It sounds good to clients. I know it's a thing. I've done it before, but it's basically just getting creative. It's just about being in the space of what you are here to do, what your soul is asking of you, and how that's going to work differently now. So the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, how am I going to recognize opportunities if I'm still focused on the way I did relationships, the way I did my work in the past? Especially if you made your decisions based on the salary level, like, oh, can't do that, no salary. I actually had a woman the other day in the comments, and this is why I want you to put more comments in, because I want to hear from you guys more and more. So I'm going to be asking about that. She was like, oh, I can't be a teacher anymore. She's been a teacher her whole life. I can't be a teacher anymore, even though it's clearly what I'm enjoying. It's clearly on my path. It's clearly my North Node placement, all this kind of stuff, but it doesn't pay any money. And I was like, I think you're going to need to get a little creative on this because I teach every day. And this is nothing like what you're doing in a classroom or things like that. It's a different topic, it's a different way of looking at things in terms of the delivery mechanism. It's a different way of looking at financial stability, creating multiple revenue streams. That's my big thing. That's my philosophy, is there's multiple ways to create revenue in your life. And I feel like this is something that has been stuck. It's like, okay, I think the only way to be stable is to have a weekly paycheck. And I feel like there's going to be, this is just my experience in the world, is that messages are going to be coming in for you and for everybody about the nature of work and how we create things differently, and how can I create multiple revenue streams? How can I do this differently? Maybe the weekly paycheck goes away. Maybe that's not something that exists anymore. So you're going to need to be more creative, work with God, work with your guides. Okay, so what's next? So that's why I teach that North Node class, because it is about the way forward. Okay, and it's about fulfillment. It's not solely about a paycheck. Because when that woman said, "Oh, I can't teach anymore, there's no money in it," I was like, okay, I got news for you, because you can teach classes and courses online. You can make videos that share your expertise. You can create community. You can create following. You can do all these different kinds of things. You can do one-on-one sessions. There's just so much to this online space. And I do feel like when we get kind of in a space about like, this is how I look at the skill set I have or how I deliver it. It's about the how you deliver it. Since we're in Gemini full moon right now, over in November 30th with this full moon, we're moving into, Saturn and Jupiter are moving into Aquarius, right? Everything is, for the next 200 years, is going to be about air signs, innovation, not the earth signs we've been in for the last 200 years. We've been in earth signs of creation and development and things along those lines. But we've not been in the air signs.